I will apologize ahead of time too on any name I bastardize when I make my announcement.
Lisa,
Not for you. Not for you. Not even thinking about it for you. But I'm so glad to see that you fit right in with our herd. Right?
Oh, me?
Amanda, Brian fit right in. Like, he didn't even miss a beat. I'm going to take a picture of my audience too.
You're going to need to do piano.
Oh, duh. Yeah, I guess I could do piano. Wow.
Wait, let me take my ponytail. I got my chocolate side. Do I look good? Now I don't have to worry.
All right. That was,
You know, Miss Lisa, you sure are going to miss me, aren't you?
no, because you know why? Why? Because I have Sky to take your place when I'm not with you.
Okay, fair. I just look better though, don't I? You're going to try to get rid of me.
just because I don't have those locks.
Hey, you know.
The locks look good. Are we going to turn on the mic, you think? Should I
So
turn on
next
the
year
mic?
we're going to see Sky with long, luscious hair.
Sky's going to start with there. Do you have enough to grow?
I have plenty of
Okay.
Oh, there you go. There you go. He can totally pull it off.
Okay, so we're going to start the program tonight, which I thought we would be able to start early, but the path of this was just, yeah, that's okay. First of all the babies are adopted. So if our doctors could stand up, yay! We are so excited. So that is
first time adopter.
this first year. That's 100% adoption rate for the Mustang Summit, which is super important because we had 6 live events with Mustangs in them this year. And that to me that's huge. That everybody went to a good home. We're following stories. Adeline is doing DNA on some of the babies that we've adopted out, so we're super excited about that. To follow the stories, to know where do those Mustangs come from beyond the herd management area that they tell us they came from, and what's their history. So if anybody got to watch the panels this weekend with finding out the history of the Mustangs just in this area, and the people that we have now that have done the deep dives into the genetics and the history of these horses, we're finding now how important these horses really are genetically to horses around the world. So it's important, and this was really great that we got everybody adopted. So thank you. And thank you for the whole year of 100%. So that is all. I think we had, if we were doing 6 horses, one of them, so we had 34 horses adopted this year through our programs. Baby Mustangs in good homes. And I'm happiest about today's adoption with Tom getting his horse, finally getting his own horse. It's a cat who came here, had to change her flight, and she had a Lynn moment because the horse spoke to her. Tom had a Lynn moment, so we'll just call them Lynn moments from now on, right? Or we could call them milkshake moments. Milkshake moments. So that was the very fun thing. But what makes this so important is our Mustangers, because they are like key to the success of this program, and how well they work with those horses, and how well they show. I think with John, I think it was either John or DeLaws that made a comment this morning at Cowboy Church, where he said that he watched all of the babies get worked and didn't see anyone go in there with any kind of aggression, assertion, pushy, overrule, boss the horse around energy. That he thought it was one of the nicest things that you'd seen. So that is what our goal is quiet, peaceful. Is that rude?
No, it's Sky's phone. I swear it's Sky's phone.
Anna Maria,
I
aren't
will
we
make
happy?
sure I turn my phone off.
It was just me calling him.
Yeah, he set me up.
We have a couple of new Mustangers in this batch here in Albuquerque. And the first one that stepped up that I'm so proud of is Amanda Held. And you will get a new tag for your award.
Oh, thank you.
And so our next, no,
I stay.
no, you stay up here. Our next new Mustanger is Katie. And we met Katie in Aztec, New Mexico this summer when we did an event when it was so hot. But we did a film festival and some panels and a kind of an impromptu equine piece that really came together nicely, and got to meet DeLaws and got to do some amazing things. And Aztec had a school shooting a couple of years ago, and when I talked to the police department there, and their first responders are now starting to go through crisis as an after effect, and that's how it usually happens a couple of years later with these events. And we were able to put them in contact with some resources that they were going to be able to use to work with first responders programs. So that, every one of these events, that's one of the things that's really good about them too, is that we can help partner that up and make that happen. And so let's see, who do we have next? Oh, our other newbie here in Westcliff, or not Westcliff, see, in Albuquerque, is Ryan Poole. He jumped right into the pool and came, he fit right in. So thank you, Ryan.
You're welcome.
Next we have Bruce Anderson. Bruce is on all but one of our Mustang events. He's been a Mustanger. And people love watching Bruce work, and we love having you as a Mustanger. Thank you, Bruce.
Thanks for doing this.
Oh, you're very welcome. Next, we have Alex Adams. Who's Tom's horse. Yay! Thank you again, Alex, for being a Mustanger. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry. Next, we have Anna Maria Sims. Anna Maria and Sky work together as a team. And I had someone today ask me, oh, I thought I'm looking for the cord you tripped on. Someone asked me today if you had a video or if you were going to be doing a book, because they really wanted to learn from you. That you made such an impression on them this weekend. So that was very cool for me. And then last but not least, Sky Epperson. Thank you, Sky. He's taken a whole load of them back to his place, heading up.
Hey, I got a hug.
So,
Don't worry,
okay. Oh, Brian, you didn't get a hug?
That's all right. I'll give him a minute.
Okay, sure. Go tell Sky that.
Yeah.
So
I'm coming in
anyway,
now.
we can't do it without these amazing horse trainers. So thank you to our Mustangers. Okay, you guys can sit down then. Sweet. Oh, Bruce didn't have, do you have Trinidad up? Bruce is, you're welcome.
Lisa, we're gonna need a trophy for beans too. She got first touch on my mare.
Oh my God.
Well, did you see me? I put up a post about first touch.
Did you?
Yeah. So the other thing we did this weekend that was really cool, we've expanded our autism portion of the event. And we had Charlie Sims and Ross Ford, who worked really well together doing a demo for autism. I think they made a couple of new friends too.
Oh, you bet.
So, and when I saw the pictures of Ross standing on top of the horse in Alex's yoga on horseback, and it wasn't just Ross standing there, but it was every hand outreached to support him. That is what this community does with each other, and that's like the most powerful thing to see that. And Charlie, the horse was laying down. I had so many moments that I would just like choke up and, oh my God, it's working. So thank you too. It was such an honor to do this. And that's our main push is the Horses for Mental Health piece, and partnering everybody up together and being able to highlight this part of it. So thank you guys.
Awesome.
Yay, whoopee, that was fun. Okay, Julianne is going to do our art awards now.
Hey.
Yay.
And I have to follow that.
Well, and that gives me a chance to sit.
To you.
Yes, ma'am.
Our artists are not here tonight because we do the art contest through online, well, not online judging anymore, but through digital virtual competition. And so is Lynn Pomeranz still here?
Tom
She's here.
will be her stand-in.
Yeah, and I wanted to start with her award. First of all, because she was here all weekend. Second of all, because look at the amazing artwork that she provided for our official poster, our backdrop. Please make sure that tonight before you leave, you take a minute and have a moment to
Stand in front of our step repeat.
selfies
and
in
get your
front of the
picture
step
taken.
repeat. Yeah.
So,
And so the Wellness Through Mustangs Award is something that's very special to Bruce and I because we decided through our nonprofit, the Marley Project, we're all about continuing education and arts, and that's my background. And we wanted to provide something as a recognition for an artist who focuses and features Mustangs. So when I first saw Lynn's work last year, I guess, in Albuquerque at Loving Thunder,
yes.
I knew immediately it was the Aniki herd. And if you saw her artwork out, the photography that was out all weekend, those horses are amazing. They speak to me. They were the first herd I saw in the wild. So when I knew that she was the official artist for this, the Wellness Through Mustangs Art Award goes to Lynn Pomeranz for being I hope you're watching, Lynn, and know how much we appreciate you. And as a little aside, Tom, if you'll accept on her behalf, that would be great. I just want to say, personally, I'm proud of this award itself because a Camden, South Carolina artist named Dot Goodwin with Native American background who always enjoys speaking about her history, drumming, all of that sort of thing, created this award, created the horse. It is a, what do you call it, form that she did a pour. I'm not explaining this very well at all. But anyway, she did a cast, yes, thank you. And so this will be on each of the Wellness Through Mustang Awards that we present for any of these. So please.
Turn around, smile. Okay.
And Wellness Through Mustangs is our official educational program that we're expanding and hoping will go bigger and bigger and bigger through the Marley Project. So with that said, I do want to call out the winners for each of the categories. And so you may know the folks who are the winners. In fact, I'm pretty sure you all know the first one. The winner of the acrylic category goes to Matt Monroe for the annual. So please, where can folks go online to see the artwork?
Well, I'll post up the picture because he already sent me a picture of him and the award
And the
next to
award.
the painting.
Yeah.
So,
He had to leave early. He was here earlier and had to go, so he has his official award already. Honorable mention in that category is Iwanka Jankowski for Sunset Breeze. And I'll read through all of these since they're not here. Maybe hold your applause till the end. For mixed media, the first place award goes to Shelley Presley for Illusion. Honorable mention to Trina Churchill for Woman and Horse 4. Trina is local, I believe. Does anybody know her? No? I think she's a local person. Oil painting, first place is for Shelley Presley, Freedom. Honorable mention to Demetra Zanaki for, I don't know how to say it.
she's from Greece.
Alice, I think. Not sure. Pastel, first place to Natalie Campbell for Glory. Honorable mention to Natalie Campbell for Rhythm of the Rain. For photography, first place to Kenneth Fox, Thunderous Chase. Honorable mention, Sonia Hill, Empty Halter. Another honorable mention, Dawn Brown for 2963. Watercolor, first place to Joanne Kavanaugh for Blue Elegance. So please make sure to check out all the gorgeous artwork as soon as
It's on our Facebook page.
It's absolutely beautiful. And if you are an artist or know an artist or you're a photographer, where's Brian? I talked to him earlier. Submit your work because it's amazing. We want to see all of the artwork that people are sending in. And if you can display it here, that's even better. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to name the awards for people who are here so we don't go all night, because in case anybody missed it, if they look at the back table, we had over 40 literary entries this year into our festival. It was very cool, because when people say the printed book is dead, they obviously haven't told our authors, and we have some very good authors and wonderful horse books in our festival this year. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do our podcast Winnie Award first, which goes to Amanda Held. Oh my God, you're going to have to come up and say the name of the character.
Pegasus perspective.
Pegasus Perspective. Thank you. So that is our podcast entry winner, who's here. Our next winner in Winter Children's Western is A Day of Rodeo Royalty with MD Ford. Her husband's been here all weekend because she's not been feeling very well. And finally I asked him, I said, are you the writer? And just not, because he's like, oh, she's still at the hotel, she's not feeling good. So by today I'm like, really? So you might as well stay up here, because if you hold on 1 minute and I can read again. You have an honorable mention for Boys Ride 2. No, okay, go with me, just hang on, because now I gotta go down the list. Oh, and Arizona Christmas ride.
Okay.
That was it. Okay, so going down the list, we'll be like Hank isn't here. Eddie's turn. Winner in Equine Rescue Screenplay. Okay, I have to do reverse bifocals because I hurt my eye this weekend and I can't wear my regular contacts. So, okay, winner in fiction screenplay, Eye for an Eye. Whoa, here she comes. Also have the option of taking this with wrapping if you're flying.
Oh, I'm joking. Thank you so much.
You're so very welcome. Oh, you're welcome. Okay. Fabulous Fabio isn't here. I gave Polly, who was here outside, one with her Skyriders book. Christy Cashin isn't here. Mike won with the way we work with horses for Mustang training book, so he had to go home early. And I think that's all we have of our authors here. I think we're pretty good with our authors. I was kind of bummed our authors did not, it's a lot to ask for an author to come and sell books and be here. So I'm just glad and very grateful to the authors that we had that did come. So thank you. You can see all their entries are also all up on the EQUUS Film Festival page, and the full list of winners and runners-up will be posted Tuesday to everyone who's watching because I have to drive over tomorrow. So, who's laughing?
It wasn't me.
All right, so now we're going to go into the movie category. Oh boy. I'm just getting rid of the glasses. This is fun. So people are going to have to just wave at me, come up to me, and come on up here. So, and I know that Dan James isn't here right tonight, but he might be watching. But he submitted a documentary called Fast Horses Are Hard to Catch. And I know we have, one of our filmmakers made a documentary about, her name's Julie Vilu. She runs a race in Mongolia where people ride in kind of like horse hell. In Mongolia, they go out and do this incredible race. I thought her race was tough until I got Dan's film. And they rode in Argentina, South America. And that race will kill you, for sure. You sit there, and he went with Warwick Schiller, and Warwick next year will submit his film from that ride. You're on the edge of your seat. I had people watch it with us. They couldn't look at it at Port Parks because it's so scary to watch. So Dan is the winner in full-length equine adventure documentary. So congratulations to Dan James. A lot of us know Dan because he's very big in the Liberty Horse world. So our next winner who is here is How Horses Heal. Okay, well, come on up. I mean, I expected a little more than woo. Winner in the Horses and Mental Health and Horses short documentary category. Because I know you're flying, so I'm going to give you your rapid.
Oh, are you staying
Oh my
at
gosh.
the house?
Yes, I've been there, yes.
So she came in and then left, and she was staying with us, and I'm like, well, okay, Kim.
I have to say to everybody, just if you don't mind, I'm not, but I have been so touched. I can't wait because my my photos are all on my thing, so then I can tell you when I get home to download on my computer. But I am so touched by everybody I have met. Lynn in particular, wherever you are, Lynn, what you all do is so powerful, so beautiful. I've done a few films with autism. You guys just so rock. I am just, like I said, I'm just so touched by everything you do, and this has been an incredible learning experience for me, and I am grateful for what you do. And watching all of the trainers with the yearlings, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for what you do. I'm just so touched. Thank you.
Before we leave, you see Nancy sitting there in her little white sweater. Can you wave
Yes,
at us?
yes.
Have you connected with her yet?
No.
She is Rock Therapeutic Writing Center in Texas, so I want you to connect with her. So
Oh, awesome.
there you go. Okay.
Excellent.
Well, and you might as well not sit down. Because you also won the winner in the short documentary director.
My God, thank you. My God.
Well, it's so much fun. The films are so much fun. Watching them and being part of everything with them. So, yay!
Okay, we're going down the list on who is here. Oh, guess who won in the equine documentary series? A Mustang Story with Julianne Neal. Mustangers, she will help with putting together stories from what you're doing, so make sure you keep her connected and things.
I do.
okay.
I'm so sad Lisanne Fear can't be here tonight because this all started because of her. And all these, the documentary is one thing, and it's going to be, it's going to be so powerful because her story is so powerful. But these stories that came out of it, of Amanda going to California for Sacramento, coming home with 6 Mustangs, of, Lynn adopting one, never meant to adopt, and then there's Milkshake, of just all the different things that have happened to Bruce. We never had been in Mustangs, and then Congaree comes into our life. So,
And Sky.
and
Remember we
Sky,
met
I mean,
Sky.
Mustang Adoption Academy, Sky and Anna Maria, I spent a week with them filming. These are stories that people need to see. So, however my filmmaking is, doesn't matter. I had to give up the thought it had to be perfect because it doesn't. Your stories are what's important, or what are important. That didn't sound right. But I just wish Lisanne could be here because she needs to see what she started.
Well, and it did start. It started with a phone call to, can you help me, can you help us, because at that time it was Lisanne and Hannah, can you help us do this ride across the country that started in Delaware with 5 Mustangs and a mule stang and a burro and the dogs and the girls, and it ended up on the coast of California with a quarter of these people in this room all coming together and having an amazing time just helping her finish that ride, and that ride that lasted 18 months and through all kinds of different stories and people and everything else. So the whole Mustang component of this came out of Lisanne being part of this. So bravo.
Hey, 1 second. Not only, did it change people's lives in this room,
It changed
but it's changing
a lot of
lives
people.
across the world.
Oh, yeah. Right. And so, one of the things that happened at the last, I'm going to go off script for a minute, but it was really important. The horses and mental health piece for me is what this is about. It's so important. And tying the Mustangs into this because of what they go through takes it to the next level. But Sky was doing, you were on a panel. We have our panel at each event that we talk about the first responders and the veterans program. And Sky was talking about the program that he has just started because of this. I mean, it takes more than two hands to count the amount of nonprofits that have started in the last 2 years since this, 2.5 years since this project started, 3 years, it's been 3 years now. Because people, it's inspired people. And so Sky is doing his little talk about the wonderful program he's doing. That was on a Saturday, or Friday. He worked his Mustang on Saturday, and then Sunday he's working his Mustang, and a lady came up to him and said, I just wanted to tell you, thank you, am I right? So far to stop me when I go off, when I'm wrong. But I wanted to tell you thank you because, was her husband's, what was it?
It was a friend of hers that she brought.
Okay, a friend of hers that she brought with had a family member that was suffering, was a veteran.
So it was a veteran that was with her.
Okay, well tell the story.
So
Stand
yeah,
up.
so she brought a veteran with her on the Friday event, and then she came back on Sunday to say that he reached out to an equine facility that works with mental health to finally get help with the PTSDs that they struggled with for 20-25 years.
So that's the kind of stuff that
So if we
has
can
come
travel
out.
across the United States, if we can just get that, but we're getting even more than that.
Yep. So that's what it's for. That's why. Okay, back on script. We have more pages to get through. Let's see. Who is the winner of the Veterans documentary? By God, it's Hooves.
I can't hear you. I got small ears.
I can talk like I'm yelling at my husband and everyone.
Sweet.
Right?
We're going.
If you're not the only one.
No, I just want to. There's so many people to thank in this. This wasn't a documentary that was ever supposed to happen. We set out to create a 4-minute film so that people just would stop thinking that we let veterans come out to our farm and pet the ponies, and it's so cathartic. How sweet. But after Josh filmed and produced the 4-minute trailer, which won 2 years ago, he called me one day and he said, we've got a full feature here. And if you haven't seen the film yet, I highly encourage it. It's very impactful. But I think the most amazing part about it to me is I feel like this film created itself because this message is so important and because it does need to get out into the world because we have veterans suffering. And, I first and foremost want to thank the veterans who were so willing to be so vulnerable. And the film crew was amazing. They did a phenomenal job of, we didn't even notice they were there really. But it takes a lot of vulnerability to get help. And it takes a higher level of vulnerability to do it with a camera in your face. And so without those brave people, and at the end of the film, there's a candid moment where we're supposed to be cut, but I'm telling Dave, your willingness to be vulnerable is going to save hopefully millions of lives. And we did have the opportunity to screen in Pagosa Springs, and we wanted people to understand, right, what we do. But we also wanted to reach people that maybe hadn't considered getting help or considered getting help with horses, or maybe they can't make it or they're not ready to make it. And we had a woman stand up in the audience in Pagosa after screening the film, and she said, just watching this film has helped me process things that I was unable to touch in 20 years since being out of my service. And it was in that moment that I said, okay, this has to go out. Pretty much everyone that's watched it, veteran or not, has said, wow, I got a piece of healing from that. And I think that's our ultimate goal, right? That's why we're all here, because we want to show the world the power of horses. We all know the power of horses. Horse people know the power of horses. But we need the rest of the world to understand the power of horses so that we can complete this circle and really, there are people suffering needlessly when they don't have to be. So I think that's the purpose of all this. And I'm super thankful to Josh. He did a phenomenal job, and just everybody that participated, and the veterans that continue to participate and then afterwards dedicate their time and their energy and their effort. Like, you know, we're all running programs, we're all changing lives, we're all supporting each other, and it's just beautiful. So thank you to everyone in this room, really.
Okay, everybody wipe your eyes out. The winner of the short adventure documentary is Wild Horses of Andalusia with Alyssa Matthews. I'm so proud of this one.
Say a few words.
Well, I was actually thinking as I was just listening to the reflections of a couple of the previous people that have been up here talking, and the theme that is coming up is about the community that is in this room. And I started my project to ride every breed of horse in 2017, and it was a crazy idea that I just wanted to do, and it has turned into something truly amazing and has now become my career. But there's also an element of the filmmaking side of it. I do my editing, and I spend a lot of time at that computer. I see the views happening on YouTube. You see the comments. But to be in this room with all of you who understand the filmmaking side of it and the work that goes into all of the sharing of the passion, right? There's these amazing stories out there that horses have, that people have, that are dedicating their lives to these horses. And so many of those stories are not being told. And I never thought of myself, even as I started the YouTube channel and even as things started to grow, I never thought of myself as a filmmaker. And then I got contacted by this wonderful woman right here who invited me to be a part of this community. And it's now been a few years.
It's been 4 years since your first, 3 years since your first piece.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
You just started.
And then COVID happened, and so we had some virtual events and everything.
And how many grades have you been?
130 last year. So I'm just so grateful the past couple of days spending time with all of you and being here and just seeing what Lisa has put together. There is this really cool element of belonging that I get to see around the world amazing connections between horses, and we all have this connection because of horses, and it's just been so incredible to be here with all of you and to feel that extra element of the filmmaking connection. So thank you for just caring about horses and caring about each other, and thank you, Lisa and Julianne, for just everything that you
We
guys
can't do it without them.
Don't go anywhere, because the winner of the international documentary, Under 60 Minutes, is Riding Through History with Alyssa Matthews. She's a for real influencer. It's like so cool that, she's like the young social media influencer. But little does she know that we're going to have her influencing the world about healing horses too.
So that's your next.
All right, I like it.
Thank you.
I'll report back.
Okay, moving on.
All right.
Well, we don't have, Bree isn't here, and she's part of our Mustang community, but her nonprofit commercial won for Best Nonprofit Promo Short, so we'll get that to her. Everybody knows Bree, everybody loves Bree, she's part of our group, so yay! So Anika, you won for the, winner short doc, no, wait, let me go back up. Wait, where, I just, your sizzle. Winner, equine therapy trailer.
Because yours is a trailer.
Yeah, mine is
the trailers, so it's a project that's not been made yet. So it's a sizzle for the short film, the short film that I just won Best Script for, so thank you, because this is a double. And this actually means so much because it's not just, the story is about a former ICU nurse who burns out, needs a second act, and she finds partnership with a former racehorse who also needs a new job, and that's something that I think a lot of us. And exactly, and they find a path, a future path as partners in mental health and working. They know they got to do some training because they can't just walk into it, but they want to work with equine therapy moving forward. And so the fact now we are funding this project, and because we now have these two amazing awards, and we've got this incredible community to help push us forward, this is just one more step to getting this film made that is incredibly, incredibly important. So I just want to thank you, Lisa, and I want to thank this entire community for being here. Thank you.
One of our sponsors is Equine Network, and I'm always telling Pat that there's a community out there beyond the hunter jumpers and the big fancy horses and the big fancy people. There's a whole community out there telling horse stories, and these horse stories need to be heard, and that's why we're here, to listen and to showcase and highlight and say thank you for the amazing amount of work that you all do. All right, I won't mess up the next one. Let's see. I wrote down who is here, who's not here. Oh, the winner of the Western feature documentary is Feek's Vision, and representing Feek's Vision is our own cowboy poet, John Schaefer.
Give me only 2 minutes, but I don't really get any credit, don't deserve any credit for this. It's just, I just happened to be at the right place at the right time when they were getting ready to film and start making the documentary about born to bucking horses, and was asked to write the cowboy portrait for the movie, and I got to be in the movie as well. But Ken and Teresa Howie from up in North Dakota are the ones that put that all together. Fantastic job. They drove many, many miles putting this all together and learning about the Took family and Feek Took, and it's, all the credit goes to them. I can't take any of the credit. But so thanks so much. I appreciate it. And I'm going to give this back to you for just a second. I've got a little short poem that
this is our cowboy poem.
And this one I did not write, but I've got to get it. I had somebody send it to me because while I'm looking for it, I'm technology challenged. I can't even get it.
Hey, I'm not the only one. I feel better now.
I grew up in a day and age computers weren't even heard of, so I'm an old man. But let's see, that's not the one I want. And I got to tell you just a little bit of a story about this. Yesterday, I think it was yesterday, the day before, Amanda was doing her demonstration out here, and one of her demonstrations was the breathing exercises, and how finally she and the horse were the horse was mimicking your breathing exercise. And I thought of a poem that I got a good friend, Mark Southern, back in Brain, Colorado. He needs to be a Mustanger. I'm going to talk to him about being. He's a.
Soon there's a list.
But several years ago, he and I were at a cowboy portrait gathering somewhere, and we were talking about training horses, and he made the comment about where the horse finally connects to the trainer, and they're breathing the same air. And a cowgirl poet, a friend of ours, Deborah Coppinger Hill, heard him make that comment, and she wrote just a little short poem with that comment in it. And also another word that's in this poem is the word connection. And that was, it was amazing to watch these demonstrations and watch the connection between the between the trainer and the horse. But Deborah Carpenter Hill, who actually wrote the poem itself from that statement, has passed on now a few years ago, sorry to say. But let me see if I can read this without getting a little bit emotional.
You feel like you have to hold that? You need that?
I don't know. Do I need this?
Does he need the microphone?
I hear him perfect.
You can.
Well, you're in the front row.
Hey, microphone's full.
And another word I heard a lot was the moment. You know, there's that moment when the connection is made and you're breathing the same air. But that's what she called this poem, it's just a little short poem, called The Moment. He said it, I can't explain it. There are no words, of course. That moment when you're training, when you connect with the horse. Everything comes together, sets your heart to reading. Either you get it or not. You either get it or not. It's an indescribable feeling. So call it swapping spirit, because nothing can compare when you and the horse, when you are the horse and the horse is you, and you're breathing the same air. So I kind of bottled it up, but that time about breathing the same air.
Well, we love her.
I do too.
So thank you for doing our cowboy church.
Oh, yes. We've been married for 54 years.
Wow. That in itself. Do I need to use this for the film? Oh.
Yeah, it'd be better if you did.
Okay.
Golly gee willikers. Okay. The winner for the commercial feature length is Pebbles Tuberville with Horses and Humans Research Foundation. I'm also giving you a bubble wrap, baby, because I know you're flying. I'm hoping everyone takes their picture up underneath of Lynn's beautiful. Oh, I see the pictures are getting taken, so we'll unbubble wrap your baby. There you go. Wow. So I would like for you to say a little bit about what you do so that people know.
So Amanda gets it really in her head on what she's going to be promoting around the world.
Okay, so I really don't need this. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
It's not you, it's the camera.
Okay, sorry, camera. I'm the CEO of Horses and Humans Research Foundation. And every time you say research, everybody's like, what? I don't get it. Like, what are you doing? So basically, we fund grants for research. So for example, we just gave away $150,000 for a study on autism.
Oh, thank you.
We've done 3 other studies on autism. I say we doing the studies, but we fund those studies. We fund 3 veterans, and Nancy Krennick is one of our researchers who actually got the funds to be able to do a study. 1 study or 2 studies? 2 studies.
Maybe 3 are autism on that, but 2 for sure.
Yeah, 2 for sure. So that's part of it, because that's why we started. We're actually going to be 20 next year. And the problem is that we were doing research, but it was kind of sitting up on the shelf. So in the past couple of years, we were like, hey, no, that doesn't do any good, that we need to get the word out. And so when you're doing all these programs, you need the research to say, hey, this really works. And here's the documentation that goes behind it. Because we all have those great stories, right? About how horses help us. But we need that research behind it to make it really, I don't want to say real, but so that everybody understands it's not just stories, right? So we beefed up our education, and we do free webinars. We have a YouTube channel. I'm not a filmmaker. I just hit record on Zoom. But we do webinars, and we started doing a conference. And our conference is about research, but it's also about equine well-being, because we feel like our horses need to be healthy in order for them to be happy to help us. So that's another part of our mission. So really, research, education, and equine well-being are the three main things that we do. But we're here to support y'all. That's our main mission, is to support how horses help humans.
That's what happens when you enter a film festival. Things happen. My gosh. What do y'all think when you enter? Okay, now where was I? All right. Oh, turn the page because I'll post that up. Well, okay. I'm going to say one thing. Esta La Vida won in our international documentary for equine health. You watched that one too, Lynn? It's just a wonderful documentary from Spain. Yes, Spain, on equine-assisted therapy. It's very good, very good. So all those winners will be posted up online. Okay, our next winner that is here, and a winner in our feature documentary, Horses and Healing category, is Where Horses Heal the Soul, with director.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Julianne and Lisa, for the opportunity to have our film be part of this event, this festival. And I'm new to the horse world, so I can see this as a very embracing community. So thank you for embracing me as a filmmaker. And we won with our little trailer several years ago. So thank you for hanging in there, being patient with us.
That's okay.
So we're thrilled to be here. Nancy Krennic, our film is called Where the Horses Heal the Soul. And this young lady right here holding the phone, Nancy Krennic, it's about her equine assisted therapy center in Georgetown, Texas. Rock, Riding on Such for Kids, and our film features 4 participants who have been transformed through equine assisted therapy and the connection to horses. Todd, Hunter, Faith, and Will. Will was here last night as a veteran who had been in 2 Gulf Wars and in Afghanistan, had been blown up, had severe PTSD. He was suicidal 2 weeks before he came to Rock for the first time. We filmed his first time, and you could see the connection that happened the first day that he came to Rock. So, Hunter is in Nashville, Tennessee at another film festival that we've been selected in. So she's representing us, and she has cerebral palsy and has been attending Rock for many years. And she's 40 years old. Another main character is Faith, and she has Down syndrome, and she's a teenager. And the other gentleman is Todd Cliven, who is a veteran who was blown up in Afghanistan, a severe head injury, other physical injuries, and severe PTSD. As a newcomer to the horse world, I'll just have to say this, I won't say much, but I have to say that I'm a true believer that horses help people heal. Yes. We worked on this film for several years, and I came into it not really knowing anything about horses. I've never been on a horse in my life, but I'm a true believer that horses do impact people's lives and that they do help transform lives. Not only physically, but emotionally. It's miraculous. If someone says in our film, it's truly miraculous. So I want to just applaud each one of you for the work that you do, and thank you all for continuing to make films and opportunities for people to learn about horses and how horses can help people heal. And we're just honored to be here, and thank you so much, Lisa. And thank you to Nancy Krennic and everyone at Rock, and George and Barbara Brightwell. I do want to say this, our executive producers, they both passed away last year. They were 88 years old, in their 80s when we were filming the documentary. And their passion was to create a film that would go around the world, and we're going to do what we can do to try to make that happen, but to let people know that horses heal people. And that's the whole mission of our film, is to spread this message in alignment with your message. And we just want to spread this message. So thank you all so much, and thank you, Lisa.
The last Twyla last night if she was changed after making a horse documentary about healing horses. What did you tell me?
I've definitely been changed. So, yeah, it's impacted me just being at Rock and being around the veterans and the two young women who are in the film as well to see how it's transformed their lives. There's lots of other stories that we filmed. We had to cut the film down. I wish we could have put all of the stories in the film. And we even threw around the idea of doing a documentary series that would go on for a while. We had people suggest that because there's so many stories of healing that need to be told. And we're just happy to be playing a small part of that to help tell these stories, to get this message out there. I'm a true believer. I'm not just saying it. I would say it behind your backs as I'm saying it right now in front of you. So I'm a firm believer that this is a needed form of healing and therapy that so many people need. The week we were filming, I said this last night, we were filming, and the gentleman who helps with the veterans at Rock, right on Center for Kids, Kevin, and I were talking, and we just got the word that day when we were filming at Rock that downtown Austin, Texas, at the VA, that gentleman had gone in to see his counselor, but he did not receive the help he needed at the VA. He was not receiving the help that he needed. He went out into the lobby and he committed suicide. He shot himself in the lobby in front of 100 people. We were filming at Rock, veterans, that week. So it really hit us hard that week. And ever since then, we've just been more determined to get this message out there. And George and Barbara, it was their mission. Like I said, this is an honor of George and Barbara Brightwell. We're so thankful for their vision for this film. And I'm just very happy as a newcomer to this community to play a small part of this, and I'm very thankful. So thank you so much.
We're happy to have you.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to be crying again.
Okay, give me a second, Jackie Love.
Okay, our winner in our Wild Horse short documentary, under 20 minutes, is Beyond the Herd.
Just so because I know you're flying.
I know we're getting speeches, so
Well,
I didn't prepare anything.
might as well just go with it.
So I set out to make a horse film for non-horse people. I live in Los Angeles, and my producer, Hema, she lives in New York. And people don't know that wild horses exist. They just don't. We screened this in New York, and the first thing that the New York audience said was, "We have wild horses?" So just getting the story out to non-horse people has been great. But the reception that we've received, and huge credit to Amber and Citro, thank you so much for letting me tell you guys the story. Some of the responses we've gotten from festivals have had people come up to me and say, my daughter is half Mexican, she actually gets to have a role model now to look up and see on the screen. So that's been incredible to see people relate to it in full time, in real time. Felt out of place. I felt like I haven't belonged somewhere before, and they could see themselves in Amber as well. So really happy to be here. Thank you guys for having me. And just happy to share this film with the world, and hopefully more people feel like they can belong and be themselves and be a little bit more outgoing and go for their dreams. Thank you.
Alrighty. Don't go too far. You just won for amateur director. It's my fault because I didn't have everything organized alphabetically because we've been working for it.
Oh, sure. Yeah, this was when I reached out to Amber. I've been an editor as a filmmaker for the last 10 years, but I have very limited directing experience. So as long as you're okay with that, this is a project that I want to be my first foray as a director, and I really appreciate that they believed in me and let me and trusted me to tell their story. So thank you to you guys, and yeah, thank you everyone.
I think Tim McGaffick must have gone home. Yes, he did, McGaffick. All right, so our winner in Horses and Healing Shorts is the Horses for Mental Health Rural Communities video. Well, again, someone who looks like, well, we submitted.
I didn't know we formally submitted it. That's nice. Well, thank you guys. It was really exciting to get the word out there about different populations, different areas that need mental health and rural mental health. It was really interesting because I had made an assumption that, wow, involving horses in mental health services is going to be a great cultural fit for people in rural areas. Usually we're trying to convince people that horses could be a good thing, and wow, rural people will know that already. And actually we discovered that people in rural areas, in some ways it's been more of an obstacle because they think, oh, we're around horses and we're still struggling, so how are horses going to help me? And so hopefully our film is getting out the message too that horses can be beneficial for everybody, and that when you're incorporating them in mental health services, it is different than being around them normally for your daily work or for competition. We are incorporating them in a very specific way to address mental health, personal growth, and it works amazing. I don't have a horse background.
She has a horse now, though.
I have milkshake, thanks to Lisa and you guys and Sam. And but hopefully we're going to get the word out there together that this is powerful work and it's changing lives. So thank you. Thanks.
Okay, we're getting down to the last three. Yay. Okay. We have, okay. We had a kind of I love when we have two different stories on different sides, and we have a documentary that we have the trailer coming for it that won in the documentary trailer category about Kim Wales, who's Wales, that is an eventing rider. And then we also had a winning documentary called Beyond the Arena about an event rider who has watched many of his friends get hurt and die with the cross-country jumps that don't break. And Jonathan Howling has created the breakaway jump. But we have a winner in our trailer, which is, come on up, who is also, they've also now are Here you go. This is another trailer that we've got that's, don't go anywhere, that's starting to get its feet going, and it's a trailer that's getting started. So here, tell us a little bit about it.
Well, Shannon, you should be talking about your film. I'm the producer. This is the director. So, yes.
So I'm going to have I don't need a microphone. I can speak really loud.
It's not the microphone.
It's
It goes to the
Oh, it does. Okay.
Yeah, so they can hear you.
I'm going to have Todd film it because Kim, who this documentary is about, is at home, and she just finished a long day of teaching students. So I first met Kim when I was a freelance journalist for the United States Eventing Association, and I got to write an article about her and find out about her remarkable story. She represented the United States and was on many national teams in the 1980s and had a remarkable relationship with her horse, the Gray, that she brought out of Ireland, and then went on to win a lot of competitions, including 1982 at the Rolex 3-day event. And a lot of her story with the Gray has to do with their shared physical trauma as well as psychological trauma. So a lot of her success depended on them connecting through their shared experiences with trauma. And so she went through many years of winning with him. And then toward the height of her career, her daughter Andrea was abducted and murdered in an event that was never solved. So this is another traumatic experience that contributed to who she has become today. So now she is residing in Pennsylvania, has a horse named Gideon, and teaches riding, but also teaches riding with a very trauma-informed perspective. She's very, very intuitive and has a wide range of students who come to her because she approaches serious riding. She's, event riding with that understanding of trauma. So that is the documentary that we're working on. We're a very small team, so things move slowly. We're You know, as many of the documentaries here are, we're crowdfunding, and so we're trying to source funds as well as work on this really, what we think is a really important film that is really directed both toward horse people or people who have experienced trauma, but also anyone who has experienced that really healing relationship with animals that all of you have been talking about this weekend. So we're excited about that, and I just wanted to end also by saying that when Pat and I came here, we weren't really sure what to expect at all. This is our very first film festival and our very first time at this kind of event, and we've been talking to each other every night about how absolutely blown away and emotional we are about the kind of community that is formed here and the kinds of friendships and the kinds of relationships that we have started here and are hoping to pursue after this festival is over, and we're already looking forward to coming back whenever we're invited. And of course, Pat has now adopted this amazing little boy, she's named Sequoia, and you know, we were driving in today and we were like, well, clearly we were here so that Pat could meet this Mustang. And so this journey is sort of just the beginning of another one. So thank you everybody for being here, being you, and just being the supportive, amazing humans you are. And thank you for Sequoia.
We're down to the Eye for an Eye winner of the feature trailer. So I love when people enter screenplays. We get quite a few screenplays now, so it's watching that someone who has a screenplay also make a trailer about their screenplay. It's very cool. And I want you to say what people get if they donate to your film.
Thank you so much. This is my first screenplay that I made, and my DP had the great idea to make a teaser concept trailer so that people could get on board quicker. And we were crowdfunding typical platforms like Indiegogo and you know private donations. I do have producers on board, but we didn't make enough yet. So I do have a small breeding operation of Andalusians and Lusitanos in Scottsdale, Arizona. So I decided, let's have a drawing. So for every $25 ticket purchased, you can win a 4-year-old purebred Andalusian with Ayalha. She's valued around $20,000. And 100% of the proceeds from the drawing are going towards the film. So I've donated the horse in the hopes that I can finish my first short and feature. So it's going towards
Julianne
both.
already.
Damn it.
No, she's already done that ticket, so.
I appreciate it.
She's not closed yet.
Yes,
Jump on board.
She's
closed, Joe.
No.
This is going out on the internet.
ticket here. We won't, I have a minimum, we have to sell 350 tickets minimum. But the max that would be sold is 600, but because it's already gone on a few months, as soon as we hit the minimum, I will hold the drawing. There's a website, all the flyers are on that back table to the right, or you can find me. I have tickets in person, or you can do it online. I post the video with the updates every week. I use a system. I can give you a ticket so you know your entry, but it's all going to be done digitally, so there's no worry about if it's done fairly or not. So this is all kind of really exciting. I've done a lot of films before as an actor. This is my first time as a filmmaker. I've been a producer, but a lot of firsts, but not a first with horses and entertainment. It's just the first time merging them with a movie. So I know we all have our own productions, and that you're all crowdfunding as well, and it's so hard to help everybody, but as long as the community keeps helping each other, I think there's room for everybody. Yeah, and you could take home a horse. So I know we all took home some Mustangs. If you want to take home one more, I'd greatly appreciate it. And thank you for the award. Thank you.
Don't forget the bubble wrap.
Well, you had to fly with it, so. Okay, our last award for the evening from me goes to Eddie's Turn for the Equine Rescue Trailer.
say earlier?
Yeah, I think, I think like everybody here, as we're creators and we're creating stories and supporting each other is really, really critical. So if I put some postcards over there, if people want to follow us on social media, that would be absolutely amazing. If you know anybody that would be interested in supporting the film, again, just like everybody in here, we need funds to make this movie. It's a short film, but it's a narrative film. We're making it with real live horses, thank you very much, but they need to be trained. So actor horses that have the job. And as soon as you start raising the stakes with what you're trying to accomplish, doing things right, not just cutting corners where horses and people can get hurt, but doing it right, that means that the budget needs to go up. So we're looking for sponsorship as well from corporations, from individuals. We are fiscally sponsored through an organization called Film Independent, and some of you may be familiar with it. It's an organization that focuses specifically on independent filmmakers. And any support that we can get, the better, of course. This film it's very important to me, and I'll kind of share a little bit more about the backstory to this, because I know I've shared this with you before. Eddie's Turn is inspired by my own experience coming back to the horses during the pandemic. I don't have a background as an ICU nurse or in the healthcare system. I did grow up with horses and then kind of lost my way as the family started to move around, and so I didn't get to ride as much. But I always kept them in the back of my mind. And so when the pandemic came around, being high risk, I had to quarantine at home. There was no other option. And so my communication with the outside world was cut off. But I did have the opportunity to go and visit a friend of mine who has a ranch and who had race horses. And that's where I met Eddie, his racing name was Eddie's Turn. I also had the opportunity to get my medical treatment or my ongoing conversations with my doctors, and I saw how much doctors and nurses who were dealing with those of us that were sick as well as other people, how they were suffering and basically holding it together under these particular circumstances. And this didn't happen to be the pandemic, but it also made me realize how much doctors, nurses, healthcare professionals, first responders, how much they have to carry and deal with behind the scenes that we don't hear about. So that's a big part of the influence and inspiration for this story. It's my own experience, how much my horse, he is now my horse. It's like he came into my life, and now he's my horse, and it's like, yeah, I've got a horse. I've got a big, off the track, it's like a checklist, like what you should not get. Big off the track, who is white on top of that. He's a gray who's now white, and you know what white horses can look like when it's rainy, dusty, everything.
I have a gray.
You got a gray, exactly. You know exactly what that is. So this is the backstory, the inspiration, but it's also wanting to tell the story to inspire more people to understand why equine therapy, mental health is important to all these groups of people. And when the film is finished, it will be made available to nonprofits that are working in these different fields that we touch to use as a way to reach out to the communities and hopefully build more support for everything that everyone's doing. So, thank you.
Okay, so one of our other sponsors, happens to be a company called Edelon. Edelon is doing all the DNA research on horses and now dogs as well. But they're doing a big focus on Mustang horses. And so they allow us to gift the set of DNA research to one of our Mustang winners. So this time, one is going to Tom Camacho. He's sending Julianne a lot of video so that Julianne can add that to our Mustang stories, and you're very welcome. And our other is going to go to Kat, because Kat's with the filmmaker, and so I have a little bit of I want to make sure we can follow those stories, and this story is going to be very fun. So thank you. wonderful sponsors. Who should I have go first? Let's see. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe.
Ben wants me to go first.
Okay, Pat Tobridge is going to come up here with his really big check. And Pat is going to present his really big check to his selection. So I'm going to let Pat.
Not my selection, it's the Equine Network.
Oh, Equine Network. Well, I did
So,
say.
you said Pat's selection.
Pat, oh.
But I did select one. Anyway, anybody that, I'm just going to give you a little history about Equine Network. We're the largest equine media company in the world. And we reach our audience through many platforms, events, digital publications. We just formed a Equine Network Foundation for the welfare of horses. So I reached out to Lisa to help us with it for documentaries years ago, 2 years ago. And we wanted to use some of the documentaries from her because we started a horse week we do every year. And that began to educate the consumer within the industry about what their opportunities are with horses, as well as individuals outside the community. Well, it turned around that I ended up being a sponsor. I started out the documentaries, but she had a twist to it. So, but it's, I've loved it every year coming here. And we reach our audience. We have 4.1 million unique visitors. And we reach our audience through all our platforms. I'm very proud of what we do. We publish magazines, Practical Horseman, Horse and Rider, Team Roping Journal, and we own the World Series of Team Roping competition in Vegas. And we paid out last year $18 million worth of prize money. So, we just formed last year the Western Sports Group, and we just now are forming this English Sports Group. And Lisa gives me a hard time because I'm the English group's publisher. And she says, the Hunter Jumper, there is a different world out there, and I know that. Because I went to the Mustang Classic in Lexington. I was blown away by what these Mustangs can do in a short period of time. Even though I had a friend there that said, you know, the dressage rider, my friend there, said that they weren't really doing that well in dressage. I said, listen, your dressage rider's been doing this for how many years? They did this, you know. I talked to Amber today. She had less than 2 months to learn dressage on her horse because she also competed in the challenge.